Ken, you talk about the fit of a tree through the saddle to the horse. I noticed that your tree with Martin Saddlery looks a little bit different. No, looks a lot different than the trees that we came up watching guys build saddles to, much like this.
Tree making has come a long way. Since for about the last 2 years, we've been making our own trees, and we've spent a lot of time and resources researching how we can do a better job with our tree manufacturing, specifically to better accommodate the disciplines that we play in the athletic horse world.
And in all of our disciplines anymore, everything is so specialized through the genetics, the study of genetics, and the specialized breeding for individual type horses for all of those disciplines. How do you look into taking upon all that?
Well, across the nation, and within every discipline, everything from barrel racing to cutting to team roping to calf roping, you name it. Times are faster, competition is stiffer, and so also our breeding is improving every year. And what we try to do with our tree is to accommodate that equine athlete and let him have the best possible advantage that he can have to go out there and do his job and give a winning performance for the rider.
So Ken, tell us some of the attributes that makes your tree a little bit different from those we've had in history.
Okay, well, a few things make this tree different. One of the things that we did was we tried to add as much thickness to this bar as we possibly could. The reason for that was that so that we could give it strength, but then also so that we can allow this bar to ever so slightly roll away to the edge, so we'd have no acute points of pressure anywhere within this bar as you come to the edge. Another thing we did was to make sure that the bar tips on this tree were flared up and away from the horse's back. In this case, in front of the swell to accommodate the movement of the shoulder, allowing the shoulder to move without coming in and jamming the front of the bar. And then also back here on the loin area, whenever the horse rounds his back to stop, so that we're not digging into the horse's back here. You notice in this saddle that we have a built-in ground seat. We've done this within each design of the saddles that we have so that we can control the fit for the rider. And every riding discipline is different. They require a different seat, and so we can control what kind of fit that this will have for the rider by preforming the ground seat.
And another thing I can visualize on right here is with the building up that you have, you've got some recessed areas here looking like for the stirrup leathers to wear through.
Exactly, and the ground seat allows us to do that. This adds about 1,000 pounds of strength to the tree. So as we typically, a lot of the trees don't have the double relief for the stirrup leather because doing so would weaken the bar. By glassing this bar and by having the ground seat built in, adding the extra strength, we can get away with giving a double relief cut within this bar so that there's no way that that stirrup leather is going to cause any point of pressure with that horse's back.
So when you talk about double relief, you can see it right here, the relief to the top side for the leather as well as the bottom.
That's correct, top and bottom.
So it's going to be a smooth ride, and plus the extra strength that you get, hey, good ride, strong ride.
That's exactly right. Another key factor in a tree is that you want to have full surface area contact with the horse's back as much as possible. And so we're always careful with the spine. The spine is definitely a sensitive area of the horse's back. So we also wanted to make sure that these bars were adequately spaced to provide complete spine relief.
And plenty of movement up underneath the saddle while they're riding.
Right. All of these factors encourage lateral flexion, let that horse get into the ground deep, stay in the ground without the bars jamming his shoulders, jamming his loin, and letting him do his job.
So we can see that you're doing what needs to be done to relieve some of the possible pinch points and pain with a tree underneath the saddle.
That's right.
Let's do this. Let's bring a horse in, see how it fits from the ground up.
Okay, let's go.